Hi everyone, my name is Musa Oyo from Anzo Studios, and in today's episode, our very first episode, we are going to share with you some insights on what you need to know when it comes to matters of photography, videography. We shall be talking more about this section, and I'm so glad that you will be here with me as we go through what I've prepared in store for you. So, a lot of you all have been wondering, when it comes to cameras, your very first camera that you want to choose, how do you start? Or which type of camera is the best camera that is suitable for you? Or what are the specs? A lot of you, or a lot of us ask ourselves, what are the specs that we want to look for? And is this good for video? Is this good for photography? So I found something very interesting. It's what gave me a buying decision when it came to my very first camera and to my other cameras that I went ahead and bought. Like today here, we are shooting with the Sony a7 IV with us. And this decision didn't come by myself where I went and said, let me go because I know it, but I had to do some digging, and it's through this website, which I'm able to share with you today, that we'll get to know how I got myself to buy this camera. So this website is called DP Review, and when we go through this website, DP Review, when we search it, we get to find they give us, they like giving us more of like a review of all the cameras that we may want to buy. So why I'm showing you this is because I wanted to sample out images done from different varieties of cameras that are there in the market. So when you go to this website, the first thing you need to do, just go to sample images. So it will ask you the camera sample images, lens sample images. So you just hit the camera sample images. And from here, it will show you now all the cameras that are in store. So the best way to sort this out is by sorting out by brand. You can sort it out by brand. So here is where now you can say, I want to test out how Canon cameras are. So we could choose an example. For example, let's say I want to see, with my budget, maybe I want to look for a Canon EOS R7. I want to see how the images look like. So you'll be able to get sample images done by other photographers who have also shared their images. So in this website, you could also join and also share your images for the community. So this website is more for the community who wants to share their style, what camera they used, what lens. So let's take this image. And here it also gives us details, who took it, the camera, the lens he used. So it gives you an option of looking at the JPEG of this image and the RAW. So I will definitely choose the RAW and see how well I can work on while I'm in this image. So let's go to another brand. Let's go to a Nikon. The latest Nikon I've seen, they've released some of the latest Nikon, the Nikon Z6 Mark III. So we could test out how this image fares. So this is a 24 megapixel camera. There's this raw image to show to the 70 to 200. And also let's take another example, maybe for a Sony camera. We could choose how an image from an A9 III looks like. Oh, so these are sports images, okay. Because the Sony A9 III is catered for sports, very fast. So we could take a good example of this image. Let's see how it fares. So once you've downloaded these images, now the next step is to sample them with how well can you color grade each of these images. That way you can have a buying decision from there. So on this, I will go for Lightroom. I use Lightroom to edit and color my images. So let's wait for it to open. So once in Lightroom, you have to select the images that you want to put here. So I'll import the images. The first image is from the Canon R7. So if I was to work it out, this is the raw image showing the C3 showing Canon. So I'll tweak it a bit, maybe remove the highlights a bit, add some contrast, shadows, remove the shadow from the dog, work on the whites a bit, the blacks. I'll add a little bit of vibrance. Now we get to see the colors, or should I say Canon colors. Then I'll also go to detail. I love going to detail. My style is always have this on 70. And the noise luminance to 40. So we could have that approach. So we could export it later. This is how the image looks. And we could also check out from the Sony A9 III, this sports image. So I will go down and reduce the highlights a bit to get more detail. And the shadows a bit. Maybe add a little bit of contrast. A little bit of the whites and the darks, just to make sure. Then add a bit of vibrance. Because I don't want the green to dominate, I can choose go to the color mixer. And maybe on saturation. I'll go to the side, not so much. That's something subtle. Add a bit of sharpening and the luminance. Let's go now to the Nikon. So on this, because there's a bit more, I can see the orange vibrant. So on my white balance, I can just click and look for the whitest parts and at least change from 7,000 to 5,000. At least now we're on the right white balance. So on this same way, I'll just reduce the highlights. Maybe increase the shadows a bit. On the darks, just to see the areas, looking at the whites. Don't want too much whites on my image there. I'll increase this side. And on the color mixer, I'll also try and tweak, maybe reduce the green a bit, not to dominate. And just the same way. So later, I will choose all of them. Then Command Shift E to export this, pull the quality to 90, folder I want to put it, and the documents folder, and I will export this. So then I'll go to the images, and here we get to see now the image from the Canon R7. These are the details it gives. Maybe now we check the details on the Nikon Z6. And lastly, the image details from the Sony A9 III. So on that, let me know what you think from this. Will it be something you'll want to review? Would you like to test out each camera of your dream that you wish one day you could purchase? Have a feel of them, test them out, and see how well can you color grade and say this is the camera I will buy when it comes to photography. So let me know if this helps. And also for your information, this video isn't sponsored by DP Review. This is more of a personal review and what has helped me to be able to buy the cameras that I have. So guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one.